It's time. Lock, load, put on your Infinity Gauntlet and grab your lightsaber. This is Nerd Talk. Presented by WeBeam TV.
Oh, damn, I didn't know.
Hey! Hello, we're live and we didn't realize it. No, it's all, even Rob was doing the countdown. We were just talking, so we're back.
I missed out on something.
We missed a week because of
2 weeks.
Was it 2 weeks? Or I think it was just a week. Because I was here 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
So yeah.
Now I missed 2 weeks.
You missed 2 weeks.
I missed 2 weeks.
But welcome to Nerd Talk on WeBeam TV and what other channels you're watching us on.
We're a little short today.
Yeah, we're down to 2. Next week's gonna be Last Man Standing.
Yeah.
And and it won't be me because I'll be in post MegaCon coma.
Yeah, MegaCon's this weekend.
Yeah, we head out tomorrow night.
I'm seeing the guests. They keep adding more and more.
They added a new one today. Mark Shepard.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Which makes me mad. He's the one autograph I want.
Oh, okay.
Well, I wanted others, but I'm not paying $250 for Undertaker's
For
autograph.
Undertaker, and then Nathan Fillion's only going to be 80, where he was 100. He's down to 80, and Brendan Fraser's back up to 120. So I guess that still makes it 200 for the two.
I would still pay that for Brendan. That would definitely be worth it. But $250 for Undertaker, no.
That's a bit much. And then, but you got to remember, this is put on by the WWE, so they're getting their chunk. It's not like he just came on his own.
No.
So.
There's a lot of WWE wrestlers, even Ric Flair's there.
For those that don't know, MegaCon is a huge convention in Orlando.
The biggest Southeast convention.
Yeah, I would say the only thing bigger is probably Dragon Con in Atlanta in Labor Day. But this is huge.
But Dragon Con's spread out between how many different hotels?
Five hotels. This is one convention center, so it's all in one room, and it's nuts. Everybody thinks San Diego is huge. It doesn't. It only draws like 30,000 people, where MegaCon draws 50 to 100, depending.
The only thing that makes Dragon Con, San Diego Comic Con bigger
is because it's right next to all the Hollywood, so it's got all the
to bring out
movies
Hollywood
guests.
actors.
Yeah.
New York Comic Con still outdoes all of them.
Yes, and New York's still the biggest because that's
next to the one in. There's 2 in Japan that's bigger.
Yeah, and there's one in Germany. I guess is supposed to be like
Germany,
the biggest.
Japan, Germany, then New York.
Germany gets like all the European guests, and then Japan gets all the Pacific Rim guests. So, and not including Guillermo del Toro. So, but Pacific Rim joke. Thank you. All right, I was at Spookalla this last weekend.
So how was that?
That was an inaugural horror con in Central Florida in Ocala. So the joke,
which they put
Spookalla.
The same owners put on Ocala Comic Con.
Ocala Comic Con. Deej put on a hell of a show, and we had Ice Nine Kills was there, the lead singer, and some of the band, and then Corey Taylor from Slipknot.
That's just amazing that they got those 2 artists to come.
But then they had a lot of great horror movie people. They had Quinn Lord, who played Sam in Trick or Treat, all grown up.
So it's funny because I lived in Ocala for 9-10 years, and when I lived there, Pika Bellichu lives there still. Me and her were friends in the mall. We worked together many years.
She was there.
Ocala had no conventions. You didn't have this. To go to a convention, you had to go to Orlando or somewhere. Now seeing Ocala grow to have a huge event like this.
Yeah, and this amazing. Was, I guess, 7,000 plus showed for this, spread out over 3 days.
For the first convention?
For our first year convention, that's huge. And
you don't hear that.
Vendors did, everyone I talked to did really well. And including us, we did insane. The guests were amazing. So you had Felissa Rose from Sleepaway Camp. You had Wrinkles the Clown was there in costume, in character, the whole weekend. If you don't know Wrinkles the Clown, watch that movie sometime. It's on Hulu. It's great.
2 years ago, a year and a half, 2 years ago, the girl from Sleepaway Camp was at Spooky.
Felissa is awesome.
Someone was cosplaying her.
Yes.
And they had a little censor bar. She's like, and I went to go take a photo. They're like, do you want me to remove the censor bar? I'm like, sure. And there it is, just hanging there. I'm like,
spoiler alert for a 30-year-old movie if you don't know, but she's got some junk.
Really nice.
Anyway, what was funny was Felissa had a shadow box with a picture of that girl and the important member there, and it was signed, and it was pretty good. And it's signed by Joe Bob and Darcy from the Joe Bob Briggs Show, because they made her the mangled male genitalia expert. So, and she loves that job because she gets phone calls and has to deal with it all the time. So, got to hang out with her for a little bit. She was super sweet. And Michael Berryman from The Hills Have Eyes,
Yes.
and many other classic movies. And he, a Florida legend himself, of course, liked Erie, Florida, because it was all about Florida legends. And yeah, it was really well done. Fun vibe, party con.
So did Quinn, you messaged me, said Quinn's dad was going to buy your book?
He did buy my book. He did buy my book, and that was pretty epic. Bought one of them, and what was funny was so I got to talk to Quinn a little bit, Quinn Lord, who played Sam, and I found out that him and Belle had a special surprise for the costume contest.
Yes, I saw the photos of that.
Yeah, Belle was dressed up as a Belle version of Sam, and then a Victorian Sam from Trick or Treat. And then she had made a Sam costume for Quinn. And so it was the first time Quinn was wearing the costume. And
so did he know about this ahead of time?
Yeah, he and her had talked about it.
Okay.
So, and so they set it up so that when they went, he could do this. So he secretly entered the costume contest as
Without nobody
Angie.
knowing.
And the only people who knew were Belle, me, and a few others. And it was pretty
I
epic
saw the
reveal.
photos that she did with him in her car, too.
Yeah, it was a pretty epic reveal. And our good friend of the show, Stacey Etheridge, came in runner-up in the costume contest with her original character, Quackers the Killer. And I have one of their ducks, the little duck down there in the front, is one of her character pieces that she had on her costume. And she threw it at me, so it became mine. But one of the other things we did there was I got to meet the team behind MetaZoo, which is
Tell me
awesome.
about MetaZoo, because you messaged me and told me they were doing this game.
They were giving away a promo card there. Now, MetaZoo is a Kickstarter game from a couple years ago that has, taken a life of its own, of course, as many Kickstarters do. It's very similar to Pokemon Magic the Gathering. It's a collectible trading card game. The reason it's called MetaZoo, well, besides the fact that they're cryptid themes, but the game is very meta. What it does is it has what they call the fourth wall. And basically, where you play affects the card game. So if you play during a thunderstorm, characters that are more powered in rain or lightning, you can play the card to get a bonus, but if it's actually raining or lightning outside, they automatically get that bonus.
Makes me think of Yu-Gi-Oh, because Yu-Gi-Oh did that in the cartoon.
They're very similar, but this is actually part of the game mechanic. So if you play outside under the stars, your night alien deck will be a lot more powerful. And it's got a lot of great cryptids. So of course we fell in love with it.
Gives you reasons to build multiple types of decks.
Yes, and you
Florida
collect
would be a good
auras,
one.
which are the things to affect the gameplay. And you need so much aura to summon the different monsters. Mothman is, of course, your Hail Mary 100-point summon and a 90-point damage. And you're killing the monsters, but you also can choose to attack the other player. They call the cards, the decks are spellbooks. And so pages of your spellbook are the monsters or the items, the artifacts and stuff like that. So rules are, bookmark 2 pages. That means you can draw 2 cards, things like that. It's pretty epic, and they had a special Spookala card, which was the Spookala Lights, which is a takeoff on the Ocala Lights, which is actually a real legend up in that area that we've talked about on Erie Travels. And they were giving away, they gave us a bunch of promo stuff, and I actually got to talk to the one of the creative directors of it. And Rob, if you can play that trailer, we'll just go ahead and watch that real quick.
Hi, this is Ted, Texas Ted on Discord and on Instagram. It's MetaZoo Texas Ted. I'm the head of events for MetaZoo Games. Just want to give you a quick introduction of what MetaZoo Games is. It's a trading card game that's based on cryptids. We're actually about 2 years old, but we've been doing conventions, meeting fans, giving out packs, promo cards for the past year. since last June. Our first one was in Frisco, Texas. We're here in Ocala, Florida this weekend, in Rhinelander, Wisconsin for the Hodag Festival next weekend. And then we've got 2 Collecticon larger conventions, one in Dallas, Fort Worth, and then one in Charlotte. There's cryptids everywhere. Magic is everywhere is one of our slogans. The creator, Michael Waddell, is telling the story of Cryptid Nation. It's beginning in Pleasant Valley, West Virginia with Mothman, and our protagonist character is Sam Sinclair. And we learn about his journey and his learning to cast spells, and with all the magic cryptids that are now visible once the veil broke down. That's kind of the story. And now we're here, and it's a combination of cryptids, spooky type horror characters that have been seen and throughout history. And in summertime, we have a new set coming out that's UFO, and it's going to be based on aliens, unidentified flying objects, of course, Area 51, Roswell, all that. So we're real super excited about our new UFO set. The last set that came out was Wilderness, so it was Bigfoot themed, lots of forest creatures, unicorns. So I appreciate the information. You can look us up, metazoogames.com. We're also on Instagram with MetaZoo Space Games, and I'm our head of events, Ted, Texas Ted on Discord, and my Instagram is MetaZoo Texas Ted.
So yeah, he was super nice. So thank you, Texas Ted, and you can find him on Discord. He said that in the video, so feel free to rewind and reach out to him. But there, you can go to the MetaZoo website, and the Wilderness pack, they actually released it there, which was pretty cool. And that comes with a collectible a pen, and a special card. Promo card and a mystery promo card from one of their previous mystery promos. So haven't opened it yet. I'm not going to do it today. But
hopefully we'll be able to carry these over at Nerdosphere.
Oh, I'm hoping Nerdosphere will carry them, yeah. They're reaching out. Their marketing guy is going to reach out to Nerdosphere. So, and he reached out to us. But they did give us, we did open some packs, and I got a few shinies. And I'm very happy because we got a Chibi Jackalope shiny. So, and I'm a sucker for Jackalope. It's one of my favorites. So, but anyway, yeah, MetaZoo, definitely give them a shot. There's a lot of tutorials online on how to play it. A lot of big trading communities for the cards already online. So, and the Spookala cards went up on eBay almost immediately.
Of course.
The line was, as long as the Ice Nine
That's
Kills
probably what
autograph
a lot of people
line.
are wanting. Let's put it on eBay. People will buy it.
Yep.
Before we jump into topics, so MegaCon's this weekend. I hear you're going to have a new book there.
Yes, Erie Appalachia premieres. It officially comes out June 20th, but we got special editions for MegaCon. So a month early, you can come to MegaCon and you can get your copy of Erie Appalachia. 2 years in the making, and you can see the things that were teased in Seth Breedlove's Small Town Monsters Productions On the Trail of UFOs Dark Skies, where I drop one bombshell, but it's just one of many. That is now free with Amazon Prime to watch now. So if you've got your Prime membership, On the Trail of UFOs Dark Skies, which is all about UFOs in West Virginia, and it has an appearance from your friendly local Erie Travels guy. So
definitely go MegaCon, pick up his book.
Yes, yes. We'll have it there, $22, and again, if you buy multiple books, $20. And we will hopefully be premiering our new Erie Appalachia sticker there too. So.
Ooh, I like stickers.
Yeah, always love the stickers. So. Carrie, the art is already going to be. We premiered the art at Spookala, so we had the Mothman prints and the Jersey Devil, the Snallygaster, and some classic cryptids, and they sold out. A lot of them sold out. So we will have reprints available at MegaCon. So
that's awesome. Definitely got
very happy
into that. So let's dive into a couple topics.
All right, let's do that.
So it's number one. It should be over in games, but let's talk about this wonderful game.
Oh my goodness!
Trailer that came out. It's so horrible. It's gonna be fun.
I thought I had lost my mind watching this trailer. I'm like, am I really? Is this real? Is this a real thing? Because Kevin Conroy as Batman. Which, yeah, I am all a Kevin Conroy fan. He is my Batman, always will be. And then here we have him teaming up with
Shaggy.
Shaggy or Zoinks.
It's not normal Shaggy.
It's voiced by Matthew Lillard.
Yes.
And then Arya Stark,
That threw
voiced
me
by
off.
Maisie Williams.
Is Tara doing Harley?
Yes.
Okay.
So, but yeah,
Like
it is.
And you pissed
It
Shaggy
is
off.
Mystery Inc.
Super
Shaggy,
Saiyan
who is the best Shaggy.
Yeah, that just made me happy right there.
Yeah. Well,
okay,
anybody
I'm
punching
happy
Bugs
with
in the
that.
face makes me happy. Bugs is overrated. Give me Donald any day, or Daffy.
But you get Tasmanian
I'll go
Devil.
Roger Rabbit on them. Tasmanian Devil shows up. And, Steven Universe. Look at that.
Oh, is that who that's from?
Yeah.
Adventure Time.
Adventure Time. So we got a lot of Cartoon Network stuff because this is Warner Brothers, if you haven't guessed already. The one I haven't seen is Harry Potter yet, but that's because it's kind of ex-Warner Brothers now.
So
But
this is going to be a 2v2
and
game.
Harley! Yeah, a 2v2 Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
Basically.
And apparently it's also going to have cross-platform play. as
Yes. Yes.
So that's
So,
gonna be fun.
so a little bit of Smash Brothers, a little bit of Fortnite.
well. I'm going to buy it just because it looks fun. I'm interested
looks
in seeing what
crazy.
they'll release for downloadable characters.
Oh, I'm sure they'll be. Well, they haven't even announced the full roster yet.
Yeah.
But, so we've already got, so we see Adventure Time, we see the Looney Tunes, we see Batman,
Superman.
Superman is definitely here, and, who's, spoiler, he shows up at the end of the trailer here. And hey, a cartoon dust cloud, I'm all about that. But who does Superman summon? His biggest fan,
This made me happy.
the Iron
right here.
Giant.
He's like, Superman?
Superman, yes. So
I'm okay with that team up right there.
multiverses, and it's free to play, which means it's going to be costing you money to get these characters.
Yeah, that's how they're going now. You're free to play,
Hey, Velma's in it. I'm down.
pay to get
Yeah.
different outfits.
Pay to get different outfits, different characters, different unique things.
Luckily, it won't be pay to win.
I'm sure it will be. These things always are. They always are. Hi, gang. We have witnesses outside watching the show. So it was always fun here at the
Witnesses,
studios.
that sounds like we're going to commit a
Hey,
crime.
the man was dead when I got here. That's all I'm saying. So,
Can't tell him that. Dylan didn't hide the body quick enough.
oh my goodness. But yeah, that just looked like madness to me.
Yeah.
It was, speaking of Multiverse of Madness, that's what that was. That was what I think people
my
were
God, yeah.
expecting Multiverse of Madness to be. So, but instead it was a lot of fun. So, but what do we got next?
So this one, I threw this in because I thought you would be interested in this.
All right.
So Blink-182, Tom DeLonge, he left Blink-182 years ago to form his own UFO hunting.
Yes, he was the first one to get a hold of the UAP tapes that was all about that that led to that congressional hearing today.
Yeah. Well, he revealed the first trailer for the sci-fi conspiracy film Monsters of California.
Oh, wow.
So he's actually been keeping busy with this.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind seeing him at convention.
He would be pretty epic, especially, well, I'd love to see him at a Paranormal Con so he
Yeah.
can show off some of his footage that he's had. It's pretty epic, some of the things that he's been able to find.
I'm happy for him. Left one of the big band he was ever in
Yeah.
and just pursued what he actually cared for.
Yeah, so we've got some stuff about the Fresno Nightcrawlers in this. He's got some bits about the Battle for Los Angeles back in World War II, which is a UFO conspiracy, but was also turned into the amazing movie 1941 from Steven Spielberg. And
You could go to jail for having this.
but yeah, this is looking, typical conspiracy theory turned into
A movie.
a movie, and Close Encounters style, Fire in the Sky style, faux. Yeah, at least it's not doing the faux documentary thing.
Yeah.
Which is, I'm okay with those as long as they admit we're Blair Witching it, but especially on these because that can muddy the waters of people really researching this stuff. But I like that he is doing this based on interviews and such and real historical precedent. So I hadn't realized the trailer had come out. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah, that's why I saw that. I'm like, I don't know if Mark's seen this.
I have
Let
not,
me throw
so-
this in there real quick.
That was good. That was good. And then, so that's coming. That'll be fun.
Yes.
Do we have a release date for that?
No,
I didn't see it on the
that's what I
trailer.
was looking. I didn't see one.
So no release date yet.
Yeah, I was
so
skimming through here again, and I didn't see
the
anything.
Cannes Film Festival is going on, or Cannes Film Festival over in France, whatever you want to call it. And a lot of stuff's releasing trailers that are still looking for distributors. So
Casper
we might.
Van Dien's in this movie.
Yeah, I was like, hey,
Richard
Starship
Kind.
Troopers there. So that does not always bode well because
doesn't.
some of his have been direct to video
Yeah,
and
there's
straight
no
to riff
date.
tracks, basically.
But I'll definitely keep an eye out.
Yeah.
'Cause I definitely want to catch that.
Well, it was definitely interesting. So
This one's interesting.
now this one, yeah. Speaking of video game movies,
Video game movies haven't always been the best.
Sonic being the rare exception,
Yes,
and Sonic 2
Sonic
is
2.
now the highest grossing video game movie of all time.
We've had
finally
some
beat
bad
Tomb Raider.
ones, like Tomb Raider was decent. The last Tomb Raider was good.
I
Mario
liked all the
Brothers
Tomb
was
Raiders
horrible.
in different ways. Yeah, Mario Brothers was the worst of the
The
worst.
first Resident Evil was good. The rest
Okay.
went bad.
Alone in the Dark, anything by Uwe Boll,
Oh, yeah, we don't even
Dungeon
count him.
Siege,
Yeah,
Blood
no.
Rain, Postal, those were
He
all
shouldn't
garbage.
even be allowed to make movies.
Yeah,
I
well-
didn't even see the newest Resident Evil movie that came out.
Oh, that one that was again, it was kind of straight to streaming.
Yeah.
I didn't watch
Last
that one
year it
either.
Came out. But this one we have Resident Evil coming to Netflix.
Yeah, as a movie,
Yes.
the series. Hey, yeah, that looks nothing. We're not ripping off Five Nights at Freddy's.
First thing I thought of when I saw the bear
Yeah.
was Legends of Tomorrow.
Oh yeah, exactly, exactly. Oh,
first
hey,
thing I
look, T-Virus. Look at that. So,
And they were
joy.
like, oh, this will be more like the video games.
Well, yeah, the first trailer kind of hinted at that.
Yeah.
and they were just like,
And it
and they've
looked
even
good.
said, yeah,
Because
but now
Return to Raccoon City, you
and
got
this-
police department, and this one,
shows nothing of that. So
you get the dogs.
yeah, a little bit, maybe, you know.
But it just really threw me off. Apparently it's going to be about Wesker's kids.
Yeah, which it's a good premise, but it looks generic Monster of the Week Netflix to
Yeah.
me with Umbrella Corps. Come on, Netflix, you're better than this. You got money.
We'll see what happens.
Put some money
in
into
2
it. Make some
months.
good stuff.
I'll watch it just to give it a chance.
I am, it'll give me 15 minutes, and then I'll decide if I'm going to continue
Only
it.
You won't watch a whole episode?
If it's a movie, I'll give it 15 minutes.
Okay.
If it's a show, I'll give it 2 episodes. I gave Halo 3 episodes.
Oh, I don't even want to talk about Halo.
I heard.
No.
Are you still having flashbacks?
Yes.
It was that bad.
Yes. I don't
sorry,
want to
man.
see Master Chief have sex.
What, with Cortana?
It's not Cortana.
What?
No.
Halsey?
The spy.
Keys? Oh God. So.
It's,
Well, I mean, my fan fiction, it was him and the Arbiter, but that was.
I would watch that.
Yeah, exactly. So we have officially confirmed that the Halo show has been written by Redditors.
Yeah.
So yeah, and Tumblr. So
As either you or Dylan one of y'all said, if it was a different person,
a different Spartan,
different
any Spartan,
not
it would have
Master
been fine.
Chief,
Yeah,
it would be fine.
as long as it wasn't
But
John.
because they
but-
kept saying Master Chief, all you can think of is the video game. He never takes the helmet off. He doesn't do that.
Yeah, it was-
I don't know.
well, they admitted that they'd never watched the show and it was its own universe. They never played the games. It was its own universe and all that. And it's like, and that's
I can tell.
that's never a good sign
No.
for a project. I mean, look at the Harry Potter movies. If they had totally strayed from the books, they would not be the
books actually
billion
sold.
sellers that they are, and the billion-dollar movie franchises that they are. The Marvel comics, they've strayed from the comics, but they've stayed true to the core characters and the core stories, and they haven't strayed that far. The ones that
Left out
strayed,
Adam Warlock,
exactly. Well, we'll see. We'll see. Apparently, Adam might be in the new movie.
but he was
so.
supposed to be the main character for the.
for Infinity Gauntlet, but
Yeah.
it's okay.
But it's okay. I
Yeah.
forgive him because it was still a good movie.
Yeah, as long as they do good. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Now this one I put in because I'm a big fan of physical media. I am not a big fan of streaming. I like owning my stuff because that way it doesn't get special editioned like the Star Wars movies have done. I like to go back to watch my original Laserdisc
the other
that
reason I
is
prefer
of the unspecial edition.
is we've seen Apple do it where you own a movie, then Apple's like, oh, we're taking it off our platform. We don't care that you bought it a year ago. You don't own it.
You don't own it anymore. You have no more access to it and all that. Or what about the services that are no longer with us? Like what's happening with Epic Games, where they're going away.
So all the games you paid for,
all the games you have on the Epic launcher may transfer to the Steam engine, but Steam doesn't own all the rights to some of these, so they're going to be gone. That's why I prefer things like Good Old Games, where you own it DRM free, you download it, it's done. It's yours forever, and they'll keep updating it as long as they can.
Yeah.
But I'm a big fan of physical, because that way, hey, when the internet's out, I can pop in my Blu-ray, I can pop in, something else. But this one, it's an obscure title. Disney did it. It was on. It was after Iron Man 3, and I believe it's on the Iron Man 3 DVD. And they did a series of things called one-shots. They were the first things to really expand the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and that little short
clips.
bits that were only on the DVD releases or the Blu-ray releases, and they were bits, and that's where we fleshed out Coulson's character between movies, and we had the first bit with Agent Carter. We got to see Peggy Carter and the foundation of S.H.I.E.L.D. and all this stuff.
Is that where the Thor one came from? Where he had the roommate?
Where he had the roommate. Yeah. Those were extensions of that later. They'd already stopped them, but Taika Waititi just loved them so much, and he was mad that they'd stopped them, so he made his own. But the one-shots, they did one with Trevor Slattery, our Mandarin. Yes, Ben Kingsley. And he has this
Sir Ben
Kingsley, and it's him in the prison after, and it's why he's been captured by the real Mandarin, and it introduced the real Mandarin, who we found in Shang-Chi many years later, but they edited it. He has a line that was,
taken out.
Chill, and he says a word that I can't say on us because we're a family show. Then, of course, Disney Plus edits out the word, and
that's stupid.
Which is dumb, and it's not really like a bad word, but it's one I can't say here.
It's stupid. You shouldn't have to edit.
And why would you edit that? You've now got mature content on the
because
shows.
Because once they put Daredevil and Punisher, when I turned it on, it said we have mature content. Do you want to enable it or disable it?
Yeah.
I'm like, enable.
Enable, heck yeah.
That's the whole point.
That's all you got to do, kids. Just hit that enable button. It's fine. Just don't tell your parents, and don't tell them that I told you.
I figured out the pin. It's okay.
It's okay. Yeah, the pin. It's your birthday. It's
More
your
likely.
birthday. It's your birthday, not theirs. It's yours. Or it might be the dog's, and that might tell you something. But anyway, but yeah, that was so they edited that. I was happy to see it on there because they put it out right before Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
And it was fine. When I watched it on there before Shang-Chi, I was like, oh, it's great. And then they recently removed it. So somebody noticed it, and so, of course, it's making the rounds.
Stupid.
But speaking of shows being unedited,
oh, yes.
we have a Red Band trailer. Oh, yes, do we have a Red Band trailer coming out?
There's no other trailer you can have for this show.
You can't do an edited for television, family-friendly trailer for this.
Let me see my boy on here.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We have this, of course, is The Boys season 3 from Amazon, and Homelander is in a bad place.
Definitely wrong
He
with
fell in
Homelander.
love with the wrong girl. Just the wrong girl. I love that he's doing the talking points thing. And we see this in modern politics where everybody says the same story over and over again, and it's the same thing. And yeah, Amazon, man, you really know how to do this, and they know how to make us play this well. Yeah, he's not in a good place. The 7 aren't in a good place, and yeah,
I need to rewatch season 1 and 2 before this comes out.
Oh my gosh, I watched the animated Diabolical, the
How was
spinoff.
that?
It was really fun. Some episodes were better than others because, again, it's an anthology made by a bunch of different people. It's a lot of fun. But yeah, there we go.
I love Carl Urban in this.
Yes, he's. I mean, the guy can do no wrong. I mean, even all the way back to Xena and stuff. But now he's working for Huey. He's having to work for
He
Huey.
was in Prince of Thieves, wasn't he?
No, Prince of Thieves was Bruce Campbell.
Oh, no. Which one
He
was
was
he?
originally Cupid. Aphrodite's,
Okay.
but then he also became Julius Caesar in
All right.
Xena.
Damn, it's been so long.
Yeah, good stuff. And then, of course, they did the Lord of the Rings movies. He got into those, and now he was Judge Dredd, and now he's this. But look at this. This is just gold. But, of course, we have Soldier Boy showing up, which is the Captain America of this universe.
Jensen
And,
Ackles.
yeah. And got more of it. There he is, just... U.S. agenting somebody there, yeah. But then, there's a pill that'll make you, an injection that'll make you super for 24 hours. And we're going to level the playing field. Well, but that's not what we do. We're the boys. It's going to be interesting. So,
Wonder how long Jensen will be on the show.
probably just this season, because all the guest actors have only been one season.
Yeah, because we know he's doing a Supernatural prequel.
Yeah. And
he's voicing
now they are doing the controversial storyline Herogasm. We know that because that's the title of one of the episodes.
June 3rd. A couple weeks
Yeah,
away.
it's so close. They're doing Geek Week, and that's one of the things they're doing for that. So I'm curious what the other shows will be since it's next week. We'll see what
Oh,
happens.
yeah, because next week, the Star Wars one comes out, don't it?
Yeah. Well, Obi-Wan.
Oh, I can't wait for that.
It's all
I
the
hope
things.
it's going to be good.
I loved Moon Knight. What'd you think of the Moon Knight finale?
I loved it.
I thought it was fantastic.
And the directors come out and said, by the way, Jake has been there since episode 1.
Yes. Well, yeah, we figured that
Yeah.
much. So it's spoilers if you haven't watched it. You know, the third personality is in it. So stay for the post credits.
Yeah.
But apparently he's been there all along. It was Agatha all along.
Moon Knight, I was very happy. They did a very good job with that.
And apparently they cut a couple references to some of the other Marvel movies. Apparently there was a reference to Gore the God Butcher, why the gods were so reluctant to get involved with things, and because that was something that was cut, because that was going to tie into
Thor, yeah.
Love and Thunder. And then there was another bit that was cut that tied into Doctor Strange. And apparently Black Knight was even going to be in it from Eternals. But then they said they couldn't really do him justice, and to have Kit Harington there for like a couple days to film and not have him all suited
Yeah.
up would have just done the character a disservice. So these things were all cut pretty early on and were never filmed.
yeah.
Whereas some of the Doctor Strange stuff was filmed, that was announced, and I don't know if they're ever going to put it out there, but your boy was not the original Mr. Fantastic.
I heard.
Originally, it was supposed to be Daniel Craig.
Yes. I
But they
read that
couldn't get the
other day.
timing figured out, so that's when our boy Bruce Campbell stepped in and filmed as Balder, Thor's brother, and apparently filmed for a couple days as that part, and had a full costume and everything made, and then of course it got swapped out for
His other cameo that he did.
for his other cameo they did once they went to Mr. Fantastic being Jim from The Office.
Which was, I was so happy seeing him because when he popped up on the screen, me and Dylan like, oh my God, look who it is, look who it is.
Yeah.
But I feel bad.
I'm not the biggest Office fan, so it was like, eh.
He's a good actor.
Yeah.
And producer.
I was much happier once Professor X showed up, or Captain Picard showed up in his wheelchair.
With the X-Men
With
music.
the
behind it,
yeah,
the
that was the
90s
best.
cartoon
The
It's
music
like,
cameo was the best cameo.
yes.
Thank you, Danny Elfman, for throwing that in there.
Till she did what she did to him.
It was what it was.
You gonna do that?
Well, and if you watch that slow, not saying that you should find a bootleg copy of it, but if you do, and you watch that, so I'm waiting for the Blu-ray release to see exactly how brutal it is. She doesn't snap his neck. She literally rips his head apart. So
Really?
yeah, if you watch it close, it's
I need to rewatch
it's been leaked. So anyway, fun stuff. Spoilers for Doctor Strange 2 for those of you who don't know.
So, you're not going to be here this weekend.
I know, but it's big weekend. I'll be at MegaCon, but in my heart will be 2 doors down from here.
3 doors down.
3 doors down from here.
I don't know how
Somewhere.
many doors.
Close.
3 doors down sounds better.
Close.
So Nerdosphere is having their grand opening. So that's big.
That's huge.
We're going to have D&D there during the day. Todd's going to be running that, doing D&D. I'm going to be
He's an
doing
amazing
demos
DM.
of Red Dragon Inn.
Nice.
And
I'm definitely sad I'm not going to be there because I was there 2 weeks ago for the soft open and was going to run a Ravenloft game, and that was a lot of fun. So I will definitely be back another day to do that for you guys. So
yeah, it's going to be fun. I'm excited. We have food. Hopefully some cosplayers will be out. Who knows
and
what else?
should be a lot of fun. It's that place is amazing. If you haven't been there, it's huge tables, funds of games, stuff like
So
that.
the
Somebody
old
should bring
Nerd
some
Talk-
MetaZoo and play.
The old Nerd Talk table we were filming at before at the old studio near the end
Is there?
before we moved here. We have 3 of those tables now.
Yep. That are full gaming tables, and if you ever want to stream, that's the place to do it. So.
And we have a bunch of little mini tables for Magic, board games, everything.
A lot of loaner games to play. If you don't want to sit for D&D, you can borrow Spider-Man Monopoly.
Yeah.
Or there's
We're
a few
also-
others over there.
Apparently, we're also going to have other TikToks being done there now. I found out we have a TikTok account.
Oh, nice. Nice.
There's no videos yet because I haven't made any yet.
But
we're all going to
it's
start doing
there. So
TikToks.
Nerdosphere TikTok. Watch
Me and
for it.
Todd are talking about doing. Todd used to do the D&D miniature little videos.
Yeah. Those were fun for
So
YouTube for a
we're
little bit.
also going to be doing board game videos.
That'll be good.
Me and him were talking about that
That'd be
today.
good.
He asked me if I would do that with him. I'm like, yeah, sure.
And
talk board
so
games.
follow them. And then follow Erie Travels, which our TikTok is up and running now and
Yes.
has been running for a little bit.
Because it pops up on my For You page constantly. I'm like, oh,
I
Mark,
know that guy.
like.
I know that guy.
I know him like right away.
And I'm trying to pair duets with scantily clad cosplay people so that
Nothing wrong with that.
that way I can boost those numbers. That's the key. I heard that's important.
You just
So
gotta have them on your videos.
yeah, that's next. That's hopefully I'll team up with Amelia Poole out at MegaCon. We'll get some TikToks going. So
There's plenty.
she's going to be there for Hanging with Web Show. So
I guarantee.
and I will be there for Legend of the Traveling TARDIS, Nerd Talk, and Erie Travels, as well as my booth. And I have a panel
wanna go.
Thursday night on Myths, Monsters, and Legends. That'll be the Erie, Florida panel. And then we'll be doing an Erie Travels panel on Saturday. The Legend of the Traveling TARDIS panel Saturday afternoon. And then Saturday night, I'm doing a panel, so it's like 3 panels on Saturday, with Phantasmagoria is going to be enacting some stories from the new book, Erie Appalachia. Victorian horror troupe, Phantasmagoria. We love them. If you haven't followed them, follow their social media.
If
It's
you're going to be
amazing.
there Sunday, make sure you stay at 6 o'clock because something important's happening then.
What is that?
The George Perez Memorial.
Yes.
That
that's
is happening
We'll be there
Sunday.
for that. And then Sunday, I have a panel with Aaron Sagers from Paranormal Caught on Camera, and
You're
we'll
gonna
be
a busy
doing.
person that whole weekend.
Yeah, the only day I don't have panels is Friday, which is crazy. So, that'll be the one day you can just catch me at the booth all day.
Unless he's out getting his autographs.
Yeah, that's the day I'm hoping to get my autograph with whoever I decide to get, because now I got to flip a coin between Nathan Fillion, Brendan Fraser, and Mark Shepard.
I want Mark Shepard.
So if it lands on its side, maybe Mark Shepard heads Brendan and
Do we know how much Mark Shepard is?
80.
Oh, he's
80.
now.
So yeah, there you go. Thanks, Rob, for bringing up some of the guests. James Marsters is going to be there. I've
met
already
him
got his autograph.
multiple times.
There's your
So
WWE.
many wrestlers.
Yeah, Jerry the King Lawler, baby.
Twins, who cares?
Yeah, but Undertaker.
So Ric Flair is going to be there, which is funny because
The whole cast of Cobra Kai is going to be there. All the Hobbits.
Ric Flair just announced he's coming out of retirement for one more match.
Giancarlo Esposito from Mandalorian and everything. And of course, Jay and Silent Bob. Can't go wrong with them.
And there's my show right there, Trailer Park.
Trailer Park Boys. A few Star Treks of Brent Spiner, LeVar Burton. Mark Shepard just announced today. James Marsters, Chris Sarandon, and of course, Dante Brasco, our boy. And then and the whole cast
The
of
rest
Clerks.
of Clerks.
Yeah, you gotta love it. So I'm excited. So that'll be where my money goes this week that we make selling books. So come buy books so I can get all those autographs. I would get all of them if you buy all my books. So,
MegaCon's going to be
but
good.
speaking of books and buying things, and we've got there was a company that was sued for some price manipulation.
Yeah, let me bring that back up now because I don't have that article up. What
Oh.
Game faces class action lawsuit from multiple customers claiming damages from illegal business practicing by the company in sales of retro
So
games.
this is Wada Games?
Wada Games, yeah.
Okay.
I've never heard of them.
They were retro, they were like a grading company like CGC, but for video games. So they would,
They were inflating the prices of the games.
yes, they would say, oh, this is a 10, so this is worth,
Yeah.
X $1,000.
When it wasn't
And when it
worth
was like a
that.
$20 game.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that, should sell in the market. And that was raising all the retro games prices, affecting things all over the world, as if inflation wasn't bad enough.
Yeah, because if they see the prices there, your local game shop that's down the road, like M&M Games or something, oh, the game's worth that much, so let me jack up my price.
Yeah. And, why is that game worth so much? I have it, it's sitting on my shelf. Oh, I'll raise it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Now, this has happened before. Most famously was when comics industry had this issue happen, was when the Nick Cage collection, his private collection of comics, got stolen.
yeah.
I mean, he had
Didn't he
the
have
collection
first
for
edition
comics.
of Superman?
He had first editions of everything. He had like Detective 29 and all this stuff. And basically, comics were based on his value. What the Comics Value Monthly used to come out, that magazine, was based on whatever Nick Cage had listed on his collection. And then it got stolen. And he still is trying to replace it to this day. These are all things he collected personally.
Some of those
And-
are going to be impossible.
It was like a $10 million collection. That's why he went bankrupt and had to start doing the crappy movies again.
How many houses did he buy?
Yeah,
and
amongst other
dinosaur
crazy
bones
things. Yeah,
and whatever
He was a
else he
collector. He's a fanboy. He's the ultimate fanboy. It's why we love him. When that happened, comic values skyrocketed because there was no gauge anymore, and a lot of companies were buying these stolen comics and then selling them for super inflated prices, and that affected the whole comics industry for a little while. And it took years for the bubble to burst and prices to come back to normal, and now they're stabilized.
So this will probably happen as well.
I would assume so. I can't 100% say that the prices are going to go down on retro games, but if not, it's a good time to invest. No, it's not a good time to invest.
No,
Wait for the prices to go down, then do it. Yeah.
Because
Now's
there's
the time
still
to buy
some games
stocks.
I want, and I see the prices, I'm like, I don't want it that bad.
Buy stocks in your NFTs now before they completely bottom out. So, and then buy some more and then load up. So now's a good time to invest in Kickstarters because that's
Kickstarters, I've been hooked on
Kickstarter pieces are going crazy. Look at MetaZoo; it's going nuts now. So, and that was a Kickstarter game 2 years ago. So I'm Kickstartering the Old Gods of Appalachia game. I think that just was one of the most successful role-playing game Kickstarters. Made over $2 million.
See, you find the cool Kickstarters.
And then Monty Cook Games is doing Dark Tower, the old board game. They're doing a role-playing game set in that universe, and from the 1980s.
Hey,
This
so
old
when you
board
find
game.
these cool ones, you need to just send the links over to me.
You
and
can
be like,
follow
hey.
people on Kickstarter and see what they invest in. And so
Can
you
you?
could follow me on that and see what I invest in.
So
and then
where
you
do
would
we
know.
find Mark on Kickstarter?
Mark Muncie? It's not like a hide it. Yeah.
I didn't know if it was going to be under your book name.
Well, I follow a few people, and when they lock into those things, I like to follow some my old friends from TSR days and the old gaming days, FASA and stuff like that. So if they're into it, I'm into it. So, and a lot of them I get kind of early, like Stephen Cummings. He's out in Japan now, but he still gets roped in to do comics and art for role-playing games. He did the original art for Star Frontiers and stuff like that. So, and then I follow Larry Elmore and those guys. And when they get roped into to projects, of course I'm going to follow them.
So speaking of like Kickstarter, what about pre-orders for a certain D&D book coming out later this year?
Which one? The Spelljammer
Spelljammer.
book? That's not a book. That's a box set.
Well, yes, on the same site you showed me from your...
Oh, Beetle and Grimm?
Yes.
Yeah, Beetle
So
and Grimm
I went
is
home and
awesome.
looked up Beetle and Grimm. I'm like, all right, let me see what there is. And I found the one you showed me that you have. I'm like, I want these.
Yeah,
I want these.
so basically,
Strahd. No, I don't want that.
you do, but it's $500. But no, they do special editions of the Dungeons and Dragons. They're licensed, and they basically break those $50 books into fancy things like full page maps, each individual page.
Some have plushies.
Some have plushies. They usually have some iconic thing, and they have special editions. They have silver editions where it's just the fancy stuff. They have platinum editions, diamond editions, and then they have their extravagant.
They had some special edition
Ungodly
that was like
editions.
$1,000.
Yeah.
Sold out.
And they've got one for Spelljammer coming out with a plush miniature giant space hamster.
They have a Shortener's cat one.
Yes. Yeah. So
You can have it and can't have it at the same time.
yeah,
Like,
and
it's sold out, but it's not sold out. Like,
yep. Yep.
Like, this is funny.
Anyway, Beatles and Grimm, they're a really fun company, and but if you can order the regular editions or the special game store editions through Nerdosphere.
Yes.
So
Pre-orders are open now, I believe, actually.
Yeah.
So just go up there and
say,
them.
hey, I want that Spelljammer thing, or I want that Mysteries of Candlekeep, or whatever the next one. Oh, that was the one just came out. There's another one, Multiverse.
I was looking at the multiverse today.
Yeah, the Mordenkainen's Multiverse.
So I was looking at that, and I was going to actually ask Dylan tonight when we got home, hey, can I run a character on our next campaign from the multiverse?
Yeah, it would be.
That would be kind of fun. Don't let the other two people know about it, but...
Yeah, no, it's definitely, this book was available in a 3-pack set.
Yeah.
That had Tasha's Cauldron of Everything. It had Mordenkainen's Xanthar's Guide to the Multi-Universe, and now this. So these were a lot of players' options and strange characters, and now this is going to be released separately now.
You're getting 30 new player characters you can play as. Then
Yeah.
it's also going to have all the monsters in there as well.
Yeah, they were available before, but now it's going to be a separate book for those people who had already bought those other two.
So I heard they're doing 5.5 edition coming out now soon.
They're thinking it because they don't want to go straight to 6 because so many people are hooked on 5th edition and people are still just getting into it. Normally, this is about the time we start looking at a new edition cycle.
How long has 5th been out now?
7 years, so this is long. Normally, every 5.
The last one that I actually remember playing was 3.5.
But you got to remember, 1st edition was over 10 years before they revised it into 2nd. And then 2nd edition, while they were doing 2nd edition, they came up with what they called the BECMI, which was the Beginner, Expert, Immortal, Masters and Immortal, BECMI. And so they did those while Advanced Dungeons & Dragons was still 2nd edition. And then they revised 2nd edition to 3rd, then came 3.5.
That's the one. I found my 3.5 book the other night. I was moving some stuff.
A lot of people love 3.5 because that's what Pathfinder is now. They just kept 3.5.
I don't remember 4.
4 was the one nobody remembers because it was when they were trying to blend it with MMO and card game mechanics.
So was there actually a 4th book, or
there was a 4th edition,
Okay.
and that was what kind of kickstarted the modern era because it brought in a new generation of players, people who hadn't played in a while, and that was also when Penny Arcade started doing a podcast called Acquisitions Incorporated to teach people Dungeons and Dragons, and there was a couple the players had never played before, so it was a really good introductory way. And Chris Perkins started it, and it brought in the whole new genre, and that led to Critical Role and all that. And that was back right at the change over to 5th edition because there was so much backlash to 4th edition from the old players.
I'm glad I never got in 4th.
Because you had to have cards for all your actions and stuff.
I've seen now.
There were some things from 4th edition that have stuck around, like Magic users being able to do Magic Missile at will and things like that, not having to waste spell slots on that. But, it's still...
If you want to learn play D&D or if you want to restart playing, Nerdosphere this Saturday.
This Saturday.
Todd's going to be running games.
If you're out at MegaCon, there's going to be plenty of games to pick up there too.
Yeah.
So, and then maybe come by and see me and tell me about your adventure. I don't mind listening to character stories. It's part of the fun.
When Mark comes back, when he runs his game.
I will be running a game at Nerdosphere as soon as I get back.
I'm joining in that game. I'm not missing that one.
That'll be fun. Now, I put this piece of news in because this is some gaming news that it's close to home.
I've never played this game, though.
I love Team Fortress 2. It is a game I have loved my whole life. It is a game, it seems like, because it seems like it's been around that long. It was the first game on Steam. I think it even predated Half-Life 2, which was the big founder of Steam. But Team Fortress went up early to beta test it and to test the servers. And Team Fortress 2 was a lot of fun. And they had all these great videos with these wonderful character actors and stuff. But recently, Team Fortress 2 has the same problem that every modern game gets. Bots. Spam bots, porn bots, aim bots, just all the things. And it's just ruining the game. And it's been out of control. And Valve has said nothing about it. Valve has done nothing about Team Fortress, their oldest game the crown jewel for a long time.
Do they just not care, or?
That's the question, and people started protesting, and it was, I remember 2011, there was the Half-Life 3 protests that people showed up at Valve going, we want Half-Life 3, we want Half-Life 3. It was kind of funny, but it was still, then they started showing up at like Gabe Newell's house and doing it because they thought it was still funny, and it was like,
don't do it at someone's house.
Don't do it at someone's house.
Do it at the business, yes. At their personal house, no, you're
No,
just
and that's
bothering
what
them
they're
at that
doing
point.
now is they've been harassing the developers, harassing the team members, harassing Valve employees at their homes. Well, finally it got to the point where the actor from Team Fortress 2 who played the medic actually spoke out against this, saying, hey, yes, I agree, the game needs help. This is some of my finest work. I have nothing to do with Valve anymore except that I did the voice of this character a few times. So for when they do expansions, I come back sometimes. So he was like, yeah, let's do it right, but don't go bothering people's houses.
No.
Don't go doing this. Don't go doing that. It was,
It just gets creepy. I don't want someone at my house doing that.
oh man, no. But so feel free to protest. Just don't do it at somebody's house. Gosh, I don't care. Even if they are the main developer, if they're, can you imagine if people had done that to the guy who made Five Nights at Freddy's and just stood outside his house? This is a one-man show, or like Minecraft, Mojang there.
And nowadays, you never know. Someone does something stupid, something's going to happen to
Yep.
them.
Next thing you know, it's a headline.
Yeah.
And we've got, police involved in other situations, and we don't want any of that. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Take it up on Twitter.
Yeah.
Protest outside the game studio. That's fine.
That's fine. So, Eerie Travels has been on a few episodes now.
How's that been going?
It's been great. And we have been doing it on Friday nights, and there's a new episode this Friday. Even though I'll be at MegaCon, the new episode will still air Friday at 8 o'clock.
This week we should get a new episode of Squirrel Girl, shouldn't we?
Yes, we should get a new episode of the podcast Squirrel Girl. If you haven't been listening to that, that has been gold.
Oh my God,
that has
yes.
been pure
I'm so happy
gold.
you mentioned it that one night because I started listening to it.
It's so
Coming
funny.
back from Largo PlayCon,
Yes.
because I was a week behind, there were 2 episodes there. I'm like, oh my God, yes.
Yes. It was so good. And then we've got the other thing going on this week is Joe Bob Briggs, another special episode on Shudder on Friday night. So right after you watch me, you can go over to Shudder and watch the new Joe Bob special, which he did his Friday the 13th last week, which was pretty good. But he didn't do any of the Friday the 13th movies because Joe Bob never does the things you expect.
Gotta be different.
So we'll see, the next episodes. But this season has been pretty epic. And seeing Felissa recently, apparently she does make a cameo in an upcoming episode, but wasn't allowed to tell us which or why. But that was nice to see. And we've just got so much craziness going on. I'm super excited. I really want to dig into these MetaZoo cards.
I want to open them and play with them now.
Yeah, and then of course, Eerie Appalachia coming out this fall or June 20th. But MegaCon, get your copy. We've got these little promo postcards that our publisher sent us.
How many postcards do you have?
100 of these to give away at MegaCon. So it's a promo, 1 of 100.
All right, see that?
And I will be happy to sign these.
I can't go to MegaCon, so I can't get one.
If you want to get one of these, I'll sign these, and they will be available for the first 100 people to ask for them. So, and if I don't sell them there, I'll be taking them to June 4th to the Southwest Florida Bigfoot Festival, Skunk Ape Festival.
Which I had a question because John asked me to travel along and help with this. I said, sure, why not? We'll go where my family is at.
Yeah, this is crazy.
Are there like vendors there? Or?
There will be vendors. There will be tables. It will be a main room con where there's one person talking, basically different people all day. I have a panel at 1 o'clock. I go right after my good buddy Connor Flynn, who's does Bigfoot Anon up in the Panhandle. Stacey Brown from Finding Bigfoot has got a panel. Robert Robinson, the legend tripper himself, is going to be there. The big star of the show will be Dave Shealy, who runs the Florida Skunk Ape Expo Hall down in Old Alligator Alley. He's going to be, this is his last public speaking, he says. He's retiring after this. So he'll
I'm
be
assuming
there.
A lot of these people have books there you can purchase.
They'll have their books, they'll have various things there. There's a lot of Bigfoot vendors
So
going to be
are
there.
we interviewing them?
Yeah, we're going to be videotaping some of the panels.
Some of the
Some of the panels will only be there, so they will not be ever rebroadcast or seen again. But we will be filming several of them to be aired on episodes of Eerie Travels or Parageeks.
So I definitely should bring some extra spending money pickup, especially that one
yeah.
guy you mentioned. This is his last event.
Yeah, Dave Shealy, you got to get.
If he has a book.
If he's got
definitely
you got to
buy
pick
it,
up his book.
autograph it.
And otherwise, you got to drive all the way down to the Skunk Ape headquarters and find
Yeah,
him.
I'm not driving down there.
And then there's also going to be a hunt. Stacey Brown is going to take people out into the wilds if you're really in for it for Mayaca.
So they're wanting me to take my shirt off and put shorts on and run around in the woods to hunt me.
Yeah, well,
That's
you're
what
the
I'm hearing.
bait. You're the bait because you'll look like a a potential mate for the Bigfoot. So
Well, I am kind of single now.
yeah.
So,
Whoa, really? Wow.
Hey, Lady Bigfoot, are you out there?
Wow, there's the development that I did not know, man.
Lady
But
Bigfoot, I'm ready.
there you go. There you go. But if you're unlucky, you'll get a squonk. If you don't know what a squonk is, you can find one in MetaZoo. So see how I brought it around? So I brought it back. Rob's over there thinking we weren't going to be able to bring anything back, but I brought a circle back. Look at that.
Only
So
Mark could do that.
that's why I'm a trained professional, gang. But thank you all so much for joining us
Been a
this
fun
week.
episode.
This was fun, just the two of us.
Like old comic book 101.
It was Comic Book 101 again. So we talk about Moon Knight some more, and our theories, and but that's all over. Moon Knight's done, and we got to wait till sometime later this year for Ms. Marvel, and then
Agatha.
She-Hulk.
She-Hulk. Oh, I can't
After
wait
that,
for
I am excited for She-Hulk. I know a lot of people are like, "Oh, it's been a mess recording. It's going to be the first true comedy." I don't care. I'm done. If they do anything from the Dan Slott run, I'm in. So if they go by the John Byrne run, maybe not.
I want Squirrel Girl on TV.
Exactly. I think
want.
that's why the podcast has her. Is I think she might be
Stirring it up.
leaning
Like,
back to see.
People want to see it.
So listen to that podcast, people, and then watch Eerie Travels on Friday. EerieTravels.com or here WeBeamTV.com, and you can watch them on demand if you've missed the old episodes. You can watch Nerd Talk here on the old episodes, and if you want to be a Nerdite, come on,
We always have room.
message us. We can always make room for a third.
And don't
And,
forget, Comic Book 101, 7 p.m. on Thursdays.
On Thursday, what are you talking about this week?
We have a top 20 list, and we're going down the next set of our top 20 list.
Awesome. Well, we will see you all real soon
Have a
if we
good
don't
week.
see you at Mega or
Yeah,
at Nerdosphere. Bye.